And I'm like, okay, Sean, like, what do you want these up and coming stylists to know? Like, what would it be?
I think it's very important to assist.
Okay.
It's just one of those things where I think the etiquette is important.
When you say the etiquette, what do you mean?
The etiquette of like learning how to like treat a client, how to handle a client, just understanding the PR contacts, because it's one of those things that we can all dress, but having those elements of that, it would take you further in styling, I personally think, because like sometimes it's quite hard to get hold of these like PR contacts within the fashion industry. Like there are like directory like sites that you can actually pay to be a monthly subscriber, and you can have access to all the brand's PR contacts.
You think it's worth it?
Yeah, I signed up to it for a bit, but generally I just like made a lot of industry connections. So generally I've always got the contacts in my email book, just waiting to use them for like, let's say I've got a client that needs that specific brand, I can just like rock up to them and like, so for example, like a lot of people was asking me like, oh, do you have to buy the clothes? And that's one thing sometimes I do. It does make me laugh, but obviously that's that's obviously just from people just not having that experience. But obviously when I experience them, no, like there's a PR agency or showroom behind these brands that actually reach out to stylists, to influencers, to like say, hey, like you can use our pieces for like editorial shoots for red carpets and stuff like that, you know. So I think those are the real important things about styling that I think people should take into consideration. You know, it's really important to kind of know your PR contacts, because like I even see sometimes stylists when they put on Instagram or they put out an email for like a stylist assistant vacancy, they always say they want an experienced stylist, and generally when they use the word experienced stylist, it's because they want someone that knows the PR contacts.
Okay,
that's how I perceive it anyway, because when I put out the word I want an experienced, that's what I mean in my head anyway. Yeah. So so I think it's really important, like I think never be afraid to assist or like intern, or you know, just to kind of get to get yourself oiled in the industry, you know.
Is there anything that, of course, there's a lot that you wouldn't have known before you kind of got into the industry, but was there anything that surprised you once you got into it?
You know what? I wasn't surprised about the industry. I think one of the things that surprised me the most is the fact that there's so much unpaid work sometimes.
Damn.
With like styling, like a lot of like things people would like a lot. I understand like I don't know, some people see it as a career sometimes. Like they try to shortchange people, like they don't want to pay you your money's worth. But I'm like, yeah, this is my experience. Like this is what I know I'm valued at. Like if you don't want to pay me that, then why are you approaching me, type of thing?
Facts.
Or like sometimes somebody would like email and say that they would email in a sense like the opportunity is great, but I know it could be paid. And I'm like, how do you want me to do this? Like with next to nothing of a budget, you know? But it's not.
How do you navigate? Sorry to cut you, Sean. How do you navigate those situations? Because you obviously don't want to lose a potential client. But at the end of the day, I mean, life really lives.
It really helps now that I've got an agency that works with me. Like I'm still approachable. I'm not saying that in a bad way. Like anyone don't get the wrong idea of what I just said. But it's more or less that I feel like sometimes people do try to like shortchange a lot of stylists and like, you know, like in how much we should be paid, and like sometimes like or like having to wait for invoices to be paid and stuff like that. It's just it's these are the things with styling that
comes with the territory.
Yeah, but I love the field of styling. Like I'd never like change it for anything, you know.
But it's just, that's definitely just something that people have to be aware of at the end of the day, isn't it?
I think just understanding how to be able to negotiate and come to terms with people is a good thing. Like you know, you have to be really good at negotiating. And I think it really helps now that I've got an agency. Because before, like I struggled with negotiating, and sometimes like almost to the point that I think I don't want to lose a client
Yeah, so you'll do things for less than your worth. And speaking of that, Sean, yeah, it's interesting because the last time. Thank you for watching another episode of Where's My Podcast. If you ever want to take in future episodes on the go, you can find us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Whilst you're there, please leave us a 5-star review. It would really help. And also, don't forget to follow us on our Instagram, WMTV_LDN, to keep up to date with the latest goings on in UK fashion. Keep it locked.